Yo, so here we got the project. There's about 114 different tracks going on here. But yeah. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was this main bass for STRUKT, which is the crunchy thing. It sounds like this. It's all in audio now, but it came from this pretty simple Serum preset. We got some basic shapes and some of this, and we got an all passes filter, and then we got the the basic phaser, chorus, compressor, all that kind of stuff. Pretty simple sound. I think it's just a pitch envelope, but what I have done is I have mapped some of the controls in Serum to this little pad. And so I can quickly change the sound by just turning these knobs. And so what I did when I was making the track is I would just kind of fiddle around and see what sounds different. And eventually you got pretty sick sound. But I enjoy working like this because it's pretty fun to just turn knobs while this song plays and you have this sound all lit up and all set up already. Makes experimenting a lot more fun. So set macros are pretty epic. And here I've got the second drop pulled up with the guns, what it sounds like. I want to talk about the layering for this gun, because the gun is pretty beefy in the song. Here's what it sounds like by itself. So breaking down the layers, the first layer we got here is this little Serum sound. It's kind of like a plucky little laser thing with a bit of reverb on it, some convolution reverb. Then we have the main sub bass. You can't really tell because I'm playing off of these Mac speakers, but you can still hear because of the noise on top. Then we have this this gun sound, like an actual gun sound, like a transient. I find adding transients, like gun transients, to these kind of gun basses really makes them pop out. Using a transient shaper as well is a big must. You want to have these big punchy donkey sounds. Next up we got this little kind of like rim snare. Has some top energy. And then we have this bongo. And this is what gives it that hollow kind of sound. And last but not least, we have this kind of future weapon-y gun sound. And so all together these sound like this. Pretty sick. I'm gonna be talking about the drummers section, which is just the drums. But here's what they all sound like together. Pretty groovy. So a quick tip, I always add these kind of percussion sounds to drum flows because just like having this kind of offbeat sound really enhances the flow, because without that sound in the rest of the song, hang on, I gotta turn this sidechain back on real fast. Without that percussion, it's gonna sound so much emptier. So it's these sounds that really make the biggest differences. So honestly, wherever you see fit in a song, feel free to add some crazy weird percussion that's offbeat, because it'll really add a lot to your flow. It'll enhance the quality of your flow. The drums are everything in songs, I think. So being fun, having a good time while making drums, adding those interesting offbeat rhythms goes a long way. Yo, what's up? Back with the gun number 2. Here's what it sounds like. So let's break it down. First off, we got the regular old transients, so the gun transients. These I just put into a simpler and I just played them back with MIDI. Pretty straightforward. Next up, we got the sub. This I made in Serum, and it's just a punchy sine wave with 3rd and 5th harmonics. Then we got the Gaga Nanes, which is just percussion. And then we have a laser, super epic, cool laser gun layer. But yeah, these 5 sounds make up the extra epic second gun bass. Yeah! I kind of just want to talk about how I usually go about sidechaining in songs. So I use this little nifty device called Chain Shaper. Pretty sick. And what I do is I route this sidechain audio, which literally the sidechain audio is just like some kind of kick of some sort. So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And I route that sidechain channel into Chain Shaper here. And whenever I play this audio back, you should see that kick is gonna come through. And so that really helps with determining where to hit the sidechain or how long to make it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's really what I do for sidechain. I put this on the main group, and anything else that needs sidechain, I put it on too. So yeah, pretty simple. Hope that helps. Yo, last but not least, we got the super epic mastering chain for this song. And so it pretty much goes as follows. I have 2 multiband compressors, both at just 5 and 7%, so pretty simple. Then after that, I have myself an Ozone 9 imager, and all this is doing is it's making these mids a little bit wider. So that's pretty simple. And then we got myself a camel fat because I use that as a soft clipper. I'm not even distorting it or anything. It just kind of clips the signal. And then I have a loudness meter, and then spectrum just for metering. But yeah, pretty much everything on the master is just these multi-band dynamics, the Ozone imager, and the camel fat. And so I usually keep my masters pretty simple.